Good Friday morning, everybody. Chris Allen with your weather podcast for this July 5th. Hope that you had a great Independence Day despite all the rain that fell across the area. I was still able to fire up the grill. Don't worry. I got the grilling in. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I had some chicken on the grill. Oh, it was nice. Just a gentle rain coming down. Not too bad. Wasn't hard enough to really, hamper grilling efforts. It's going to take. Hey, I've grilled in the snow. How many of you have done that? Yeah, I see some hands going up. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's just something about, there's snow on the ground. It's like, I'm going to go out there and build a fire. I'm going to grill something in the snow. So it would take a lot for me not to. It would take lightning, I guess. Lightning or a lot of wind, to keep me from firing up the grill. So hopefully you were able to salvage your 4th of July festivities. Maybe you did get to see or hear some fireworks, despite all the wet weather and, just spend time with family, maybe watching a good movie or something. And anyway, this wet weather looks to continue, and the unseasonably cool weather on top of that, such a stark contrast to what we had at this time last year. As you'll recall, we had temperatures above 100 degrees almost each and every day, breaking records. All that's happening out west this time. And as a matter of fact, yesterday we set a record low maximum temperature. In other words, it was the coolest high temperature for July 4th. We tied that record, 73 degrees. That ties the record set back in 1972. Now, for those of you that have listened to me for a long time, you know that I believe that we go into 30-year periods. We call it oscillation, where you have 30 years trending warm, then the next 30 years or so you trend cool. And it's not exactly 30 years, but it's, anywhere from 20, 25 to 30 years periods, and you can track this through time, that we have these waves of warmth and waves of cool. Well, let's go back 30 years or so, and we find the 70s, and we find that was a kind of a small mini ice age, if you will. It was a time when temperatures trended much cooler than average. And so here we go. Here's proof of it. Once again, as we tie the record low maximum. Or in other words, to put it in layman's terms, it was the coolest high temperature that we've had on July 4th. It tied that record of 73 degrees yesterday in Bowling Green. You have to go back to 1972 to have it that cool. Now, I'm already getting folks asking the question, well, what does this unseasonably cool summer and rainy summer mean for the fall and winter? Well, it doesn't necessarily mean anything. I mean, you get your speculators, that I call them. They're already, I think it's going to mean a nasty winter, and well, we don't know that. I mean, the pattern is similar to what we had in 2010. And we did have some fairly significant snows and, of course, the ice storm and stuff like that back in 2010. So, I mean, it's just speculation right now. This is nature that we're talking about, which is why I get so bent out of shape of the ones who think that, they can say what's going to happen over the next, few years with what they call global warming and climate change, which is a misnomer of a statement anyway. Climate change, duh. Climate does change. It cancels itself out. But we're talking about nature, and it has been here way before us, and it'll be here way after us. And it has always been able to reset itself without our help. And to think that we influence climate is just ridiculous. And I ain't afraid to say it. If they want to pick on little old me in Bowling Green, Kentucky, bring it on. I mean, they have already. New York Times, the Weather Channel. Hey, it's this dummy down in Bowling Green. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Really? Okay. Anyway, see, it doesn't take much to get me going on this. It's just, I just hate that so many people fall for this stuff. And, you know, if you watch the Weather Channel at all, it's shoved down your throat. We are harming the planet. We are blah, blah. Look, dude, the planet is bigger than you, always has been. It is not up to us to control. So I'll say that and move on. Yesterday, again, 73. That ties the record low maximum for Bowling Green set back in 1972. 89 is where we're supposed to be for a high temperature. That's 16-degree difference. We were 16 degrees cooler than average yesterday, when 1 year ago we had a record high of 102. 67 was our low, 68 where we're supposed to be. We picked up an inch and 14/100ths of rain yesterday at the Bowling Green Airport. 411 is where we stand for this still very young month of July. 4.11. That's 3.5 inches above average. And year to date, we're 4.3 inches above average. So we're looking good. We've done some catching up here. And we're not done yet. The wet weather will continue for the weekend. The computer forecast models are having a hard time figuring out if we're going to get more drenching downpours today or if it's just going to be scattered stuff. Now, a lot today will depend more on if we get some sunshine breaking through the clouds. If that should happen, then we'll get more what we call convective type showers and thunderstorms. In other words, a little more lightning and thunder, and not just a totally overcast day like yesterday and then the steady rain. So any kind of sun today is going to heat up that already moist, unstable atmosphere. Scattered showers. I do think we'll see more in the way of thunderstorm activity today, and any thunderstorm, any cell that moves through your area will have the capability of producing some heavy rain. 78, the high temperature today. Rain chance, or the chance that you will get rained on, 60%. 80% the odds that you'll get rained on tonight. Periods of rain, few thunderstorms, 68, and Saturday. We continue with a 60% chance that you will get rain and a high of 80. Now, the rain chances finally trim down as we get into Sunday because this feature, this upper-level feature, and this moisture feed out of the Gulf of Mexico finally relaxes a bit. We'll see a 30% chance of a shower, mainly in the afternoon, partly sunny otherwise, 83. Monday, just a 20% chance of a shower, 88. But then as we get into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week, here comes another feature. We're still in the troughiness in the eastern part of the United States, and so we look at some 40 to 50% chances that you'll get rained on Tuesday through Thursday next week, but much warmer, high temperatures in the upper 80s to around 90 degrees, which is more typical for this time of the year. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the podcast. God bless as always, and thank you for listening and letting me bend your ear a little bit and get on my soapbox every once in a while. Know the weather before it knows you. Have a great weekend. I'll see you live at 5:30 on AM Kentucky and streaming live to WBKO.com.